All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Get the pen in? Pen? All right. Let me switch real quick. Before I do, I'll write that on the board. Okay, let's go over on the board there what we're going to be covering tonight. Rubric first, so have your capstone PowerPoint open. I'll go over that, and actually I'll go over that at the end tonight. If you could have it open though, that would be ready to go. I will need you to do this before we start our in-class exercise. In the in-class exercise folder, there's about 3 or 4 files to download to your desktop. I'm going to show you here in a second what you'll be doing with the PowerPoint. You will be adding video tonight, slide transition, sound, progressive disclosure, creating a custom bullet, and adding a chart in your in-class exercise. Your take-home, we'll go over that in a second as well on the overhead. So let me go ahead and go over quickly what you'll be doing tonight. First, and this is actually the finished one here, what it should look like. This is slide 9. Slide 10 is actually where we'll begin, which we'll put a video in. That's one of the files you're downloading. I have the sound turned off on this one, but you'll put a video in, you'll learn how to do that. You'll also learn how to do progressive disclosure, bringing in your slides or your bullets one at a time. This here's a custom bullet you'll be creating on this slide. And you'll bring those in also progressive disclosure. And then here you'll be adding a chart, building your own chart in PowerPoint, kind of like Microsoft Excel, putting that into the slide. And then lastly, the question mark with a sound applause at the end. All right? So the first file is that you guys will be starting from is the week 3.1. This one right here, this week3.pptx. Have you download it, open it up as we did last week, save it onto your desktop as first initial last name. And we're going to read and do what the comments tell us to do on slides, starting with slides 10, on CK11 through CK17. Before we begin that though, I do have a PowerPoint we're going to look at on the overhead, some notes about some topics that will help you with PowerPoint. So I'm going to switch gears to the sync pad here. While I give you guys time to download and to start your programs and to get everything saved correctly. All 4. Every one of them. Every one of them. You're downloading all those files to your desktop, and then you're opening up you're opening basically all 4 of these, and then this one here, like it says in number 2, you're opening that one up, the week3.pptx, and saving it as to your desktop. First initial last name. Okay? While you're doing that, let me go ahead and go over some notes here on that I picked from the PowerPoints. One is there's times where you might want to add a texture background to a PowerPoint, and you want to be careful on adding texture background because it can distract from the text. And texture background is just that. It could be a background of an ocean. It could be a background of colors with texture that you'll see in a second. And basically it's found in the Design tab in PowerPoint. You go to the background group, click on the background style, click Format, and at the bottom of that is a dialog that pops up here's where you can click on a picture or text to put into the background of the PowerPoint. And I'll just go ahead and show you real quick what it looks like. I'll go ahead and create a new slide for this one just to show you. And you can just watch it here. Again, we go to the design, background styles, and you'll notice all the prefabbed styles already given to us. But I can click this format background and get more. And the textured one that you need to, and I'll show you why you need to watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. I'll pick a textured here that we'll pick a kind of a really dark one or something. Okay, and I'll go ahead and close that. Okay, so if I had some lighter text or maybe even darker text like this here, and I put in here, you know, 0.1, you can see where you can barely see that text. So texture background's kind of, I don't know, I don't hardly ever use it personally. It's there to use, but I did want to go over it, that is available to you, texture background is. And again, it's in the background styles. The one I generally use is going to be these prefab. There's a term in color schemes for web language that basically it's web friendly. I call these colors here, these default ones they give you, kind of slide friendly, PowerPoint slide friendly, because they complement the colors. They're not too overbearing. They're kind of lighter pastels. They're kind of pastel type colors. They're not really overbearing. And so you want to stick with a lighter kind of background for the most part. Now, anytime you see, you know, like Apple give a presentation, they usually have a totally black background like that. But what they do on their presentations is they usually have just one picture on each slide, and that's it. That's all they've got. And I think I told you guys last week that for major, bigger, you know, big presentation rollouts, that's perfect. But for all other type of presentations, you're going to want more of a pastel type of background color. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. To offset the font. All right, let me switch over to the next slide. I want to go over on the ThinkPad real quick. Oh, and by the way, somebody mentioned this last week. I think you did. Since we have such a small class, I think what we're going to do is, for your final presentation, just have everybody come up one at a time and give a presentation so everybody can see each other's. How's that sound? Somebody shaking their head, I don't like that. You can actually, well, I'll let you sit up here if you want to just, if you don't want to stand, you can sit and give your presentation, that's fine. But that's probably a good idea since we have, you know, smaller group this semester, so we'll do that.
Professor?
Yeah.
How long do you expect these to take?
10 minutes.
10, okay, great.
Yes, so if it's long, you need to time it, and I'll help you next week on that, but you want to make sure prior, like at the end of next week, when you get done with your presentation, it's all done, you want to make sure and time it with your friends or family, because a lot of students go, well, I can't, 10 minutes is a long time. It really isn't. It's about 12 slides when you think about it, because you have an introduction where you talk about why you did what you did, right, the first slide or two, then slides 3 through say 8 or 9, 8 or 10, 8 to 10 is the content, and then the last slide is thanking everybody for their time and asking if they have any questions. And so really 10 minutes is a very short period of time. And so 10 minutes is what I want you to keep it down to. And you might have to trim some stuff off of your presentation. You probably will, but that's okay. So that's how you do texture. Now I want to go over the next one. I just have 11 slides on this to go over. So I did that, textured. Yep, did that. Okay, how many's ever, what's a movie you guys have seen lately? Anybody seen a movie lately that you like? Any movie?
Descendants?
Defendant. Anybody else? Defendant?
Descendants.
Short and sweet. You don't want it to be long. And I would say the average video clip for most slides that I've done in my life has probably been about 30 seconds. the average. Now, if it's a kiosk type presentation, what I mean by that is you're at a conference and you're putting together a nice presentation about a product you're selling, those videos can be longer for sure, right? Because you're giving a life cycle of something, or a presentation from the president of the company or whatever, and he has a nice little video headshot of him welcoming everybody to the conference. That's fine. But when you're presenting, about I would say average of 30 seconds to a minute max, that'd be it. And you can trim them down. Now this class doesn't go over media editing, which is a whole semester in and of itself, but I do teach a lot of graphics and web classes that use media. But there's a lot of free tools out there for Windows and Macs both. For Windows, Picasa is a good tool for pictures and video both. If you have a video camera or a digital camera that you want to include pictures or video into a PowerPoint, like say for a family reunion, Picasa will manage all of your pictures and video, allow you to edit your pictures and videos. You can edit clips of videos, excerpts, things of that nature real easily. Yeah. It is attached, yeah. Google owns it, correct. And the other one's Windows Media Maker, Movie Maker. It's not too bad either. How many of you guys have Windows, the slide where you want the movie to be? We're going to do that in just a second on slide 10 of the one I had you guys save as first initial last name. And 2007, 2010 has made it really easy to do. They have an area in the bottom of the slide where you can insert all types of media. I recommend for PowerPoint a WMV movie. That's a Windows Movie Video. Okay, you can use MOV Movie, which is really Apple proprietary type, and it works sometimes on some machines and sometimes it doesn't, because the machine is on, the Windows machine has to have QuickTime loaded on that machine to work, which if you have that on your computer, which most of you probably do, if you watch trailers at all, most trailers use QuickTime to play. But to be safe, if you're bringing this PowerPoint to another computer that's not yours, a WMV file is going to be the best bet. Does that make sense? So even if you're a Mac person or you work on Macs at work and you're creating a presentation for a Windows environment, I would always recommend WMV. And there's converters that we'll go over in just a second that are totally free that you can go online and convert movie files at no cost. Doesn't cost anything to convert them, okay? So basically you go to the slide where you want, you click on the insert media button, we'll do it in just a second. I think I had you guys download that file to your desktop, you'll insert it. There's some options, the last bullet on the slide, there's some options to choose from when it comes to inserting the video. The one I always recommend is the automatic, coming to the slide and then automatically playing the video. Okay, because if you're like me, you get to talking, or maybe you're not like me, you get to talking and you forget that the video's up there and it's not playing until you click it. And so you do have an option in PowerPoint. The default option is it does not start playing until you click it with your mouse or hit a space bar, then it plays. So I always set it to automatic. That way, right when it goes to the slide, it loads up the video and it begins to play. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Hopefully you had time to, while I talked about these few slides, go to slide 10 on your PowerPoint that you named first initial last name onto your desktop, the week3.pptx. Let me save mine here real quick. Looks like it is. Okay, so everybody on slide 10? One of the icons is media clip, okay? But before we click on that, I want to kind of go over all these just real quick. Clip art's the other one you could add. Picture from a file you could also add. Table you could also add. A chart you could also add like we're going to do tonight. And then a smart art graphics, which we've already done, which we did the organizational chart last week, okay? So we're going to click on the insert media clip. You're going to browse out to your desktop by clicking on favorite, desktop, and you should see that Wi-Fi.wmv. Click on it once, and then click Insert. Okay. Now, before we try to play this, I need you to make a change here. You'll see at the top there's video tools that pop up. Everybody see that? You want to go to Playback and the video tools, and you're going to change the start from on click to automatically. Okay? So again, video tools, Playback tab, change it from start on click to start automatically, just like mine. I'll keep mine up there just like that. That's how yours should be. You're not going to see this video tools though if your mouse is away from the video. You have to click on the video object once, then you'll see the video tools show up. You got it? You can't see the video tools? Then click on Playback.
Got it. And then, okay, and automatically.
Yeah, start automatically. Got it?
I think so.
Okay, now Control S. Now I want you to take and click your mouse on slide 9 on the left. Slide 9. Just click on slide 9 to where it highlights slide 9. It says who can get in, so SSID to password. Then go down into the bottom right of PowerPoint. This slide right here that says Slideshow, this button right here, click on that. It'll start it on slide 9. That's where I want you to be. And then hit the space bar key, and then it should go to that movie slide and begin playing the movie.
Woohoo.
Now, if some of you have sound, you might actually hear something. So that's how you do an automatic, bring in a video and play it automatically. Hit escape key. You might have to do it twice because the video, the first escape is to stop the video, second escape is to exit PowerPoint. Normally on a regular slide, if you hit escape, it would escape the slide and the slideshow both. But with the video, the first escape is to stop it. Okay, slide 11, let's go there. Slide 11, we're not going to touch this one much. If you go to CK9, it says we're going to just add some custom bullets here. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to actually change the little star bullets to the Wi-Fi bullets. What I mean by that is, let me go there real quick. We're not going to, these are going to be different. These are the bullets we're going to change them to. These are the little Wi-Fi bullets is what we're going to change them to. Okay? So let's go to our slide 11. And the first thing you want to do is we're going to go up and click on the box first. We have to click somewhere in the box here where it's highlighted like mine before we do anything. Then we need to go up here to the top and make sure you're in the Home tab. Go to the Paragraph section. You're going to click the drop down where it says Bullets. Everybody see that? And go all the way down to where it says Bullets and Numbering, Picture, and then Import. I'll do it again. Drop down, Bullets and Numbering, Picture, Import. After you click Import, that's where you're going to go to your desktop to click on the picture I had you download, Wi-Fi.jpg. Okay? You can double click on that Wi-Fi.jpg and it'll bring it right into your custom bullet picture bullet. All right? Now, if you do this at home or at work, you only have to do this once. So if you're creating custom bullets, like say companies like to create custom bullets a lot of times of their company logo. Okay? Excellent way to do it. Or create a custom bullet of the product that they're selling. All right? Whatever. The imagination's endless there on creativity for that. But once you add it to that machine, the custom bullet's going to stay there for you. Okay? So once you've added it, it should already be selected. Then you just click OK. Now it's only going to affect it on the one line maybe you're on like mine, possibly. All we need to do to go to change this one is click on it, that line with my mouse right here, go up to the bullet, and I'm going to select that bullet I just put in. All right, so you can go and do that for that slide. Do a Control S, and let me walk around and see how you're doing.
Can you say really quick, how did you get it? Like, you play it online, so how did you get the picture?
How do you get the picture? Any picture you have on your desktop or within your computer you can use.
Oh, okay.
It'll convert it to a bullet icon
Oh, okay.
for you. So regardless how big it is, it'll convert it down for you.
Oh.
Okay? That's a good question though. Yeah, so anywhere you get the picture, whether it's a company logo, a product, whatever, it'll convert it for you. So, you know, doing yours on baking a cake, picture of a cake, you can convert to bullets.
Okay, you would just save it to your phone, so like your computer, and then just do like you did? Or can you convert it right off the internet? Or do you have to save it actually?
Save it first
Okay.
off the internet, download it to your desktop, then do it just like we did in here.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good question. Any other questions on that, on the bullets? Yes.
I'm with you, so we replicate it on the next bullet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just have to do the whole process over and select the picture that's already in there.
Oh, bummer.
Well, the next slide, though, we're going to do it for all of them. For this one, we just had to do it for both just because that was our first creation of the bullet.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go to slide 12. On note 10 here, add a custom bullet to all these. So let me just show you how to do it real quick, and then you do it. I'm going to highlight all these lines with my mouse. Highlight all of them. Go up here to the bullets, bullets of numbering, picture, all at once. Yes, all at once.
Woohoo.
Okay. Next thing we're going to do to this one is add progressive disclosure. That's a real fancy term to do this. Let me show you. Take and allow the slides or the bullets to come in like this, one at a time, in whatever order you want them to come into, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. That's called progressive disclosure. Some of your slideshows are already doing that already, and that's all progressive disclosure is. So in order to do progressive disclosure, you've got to basically be on the slide that you're on, and easy way to do it is you can go to animations, the animations tab. You'll notice on mine I've already got them set. Let me go to the one that you guys are at. Okay, here it's not. What you want to do is you want to highlight all of those bullets again like we did to apply the custom bullet first. Go to animations tab, okay? And now what we're going to do is to real quickly show you how easy this is. Say I want all of these to be in a fly-in mode, okay? You'll notice here it's bringing them all in at once because I've highlighted all of them, okay? If I go back and deselect these, don't select any of them, and go up here and highlight these effects, they'll come in, they should come in one at a time now. And that's generally how you're going to have a progressive disclosure work. As you're presenting a bullet point, you want them to come in one at a time, okay? And they progressively come in as you click your mouse on a space bar or right arrow key. So what I want you to do is add a progressive disclosure if you're choosing. You can click at the drop down here and have tons more choices, tons more choices. So you might even do, you can even do motion paths, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Let me go ahead and do this grow and turn. I'll do that one. That was pretty cool. They've got a bounce one. That one's pretty sweet. So I'm going to stick with the grow and turn. All right? Now to see this in action, again, just hit your slideshow button here on the PowerPoint, on the bottom right, to see what this is going to look like. Now when it first comes up, you'll notice nothing happens because I've not hit the space bar yet. There's nothing up here, no points yet, just the title. How do I secure, set security? First point, none. That's one way. I can set security on a wireless access point. Second way, WEP is the second way I can set security. And I'm hitting the space bar as these are coming in. WPA is the third way. WPA2 is the fourth way. MAC address filtering is the fifth way. And then finally, hide beaconing is the sixth way. All right? So that's the progressive disclosure as they're coming in to the slide. And I would recommend sticking with the defaults that's given to you. What I mean by that is these up here, these animations. Now let me show you, just kind of sit back and let me show you some fun ones you can do. I'm going to go ahead and go up here and do a drop down and go down to show you, like say, a custom path, which sometimes I like to do, just to kind of play games with people in the audience. And what this will do is actually let you do a custom path of how you want those bullets to come in. So I'm going to click on this once. I'm going to come over here and start on the right here on the side of the screen here. And I'm going to begin to go down. 2007 lets you do that, and actually 2003 Service Pack 2 lets you do this as well. Actually, I'm going to start on the other side. There we go. That'll work. That'll work anyway. I didn't like that one too much, but anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about. We've got two of them in here now. Yeah, let me clear these out. Let me go back and clear those out. I don't like that. I'm going to change them to none first. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Now I'm going to go down to custom path. And what I want to do is it's going to end, your line has to end here. Okay, it's got to end here where it's coming in. So I can just do something. And again, it's just something a little different than what they're used to seeing. But it's all custom. And actually, you can see where the path is here. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. To clear what I've just done, I can just highlight everything I've done here, all those bullets, go up to the very top and select none. Okay, and it's going to bring it back to the way it was. So custom I'd steer away from, but it is fun to play with. They have some really cool effects, like the bounce one's actually pretty sweet. But I'm going to go and stick with the one I had earlier, which was a shrink and turn, I think. No, I don't want that one. Entrance. Grow and turn. That's what I want. Okay. Now, one of the things you'll notice when you were selecting these is it does have an entrance animation and also an emphasis animation, and then they do have exit animations. Because you can have an entrance and an exit both for your bullets. Okay. So as they leave, you can have them doing something as well. But that's where it gets a little confusing, because basically you can have two types of sets going on here. I already have one already going now. Now I'm going to go do the second. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to do like shrink and turn for this one. Okay. And so you can do reverse. So different concepts, but, and also to these numberings, you can actually move these around too. These numbering effects can actually be under reordering. When I select all these, I can reorder the animation. Go to one object. I can do all at once, by paragraph, like it is already. I'll change it back to the grow and turn like I had it originally. There you go. Generally, for most of your presentations, you're going to stick with the entrance ones only and emphasis. You're not going to go much with exit or motion pass. These are ones you want to play with, kind of a little bit more advanced, the exit motion pass. You're going to stick mainly, though, with the entrance and emphasis of a point. Does that make sense? For your PowerPoints. All right? So let's see, we did that. Add a custom bullet. We have progressive disclosure. Did that. Now, let's go to slide 13. Don't think I have anything on that one. Nope. No notes on that one. Slide 14. Here's where we're going to add a chart. 1 column and 4 rows. And here's what it's going to end up looking like for your chart. 1 column, 4 rows. And it's going to have setup, security, connect, and test. And it's going to be times of minutes from 0 to 16. That's the chart. So this is how long it takes to set up a Wi-Fi access point. Setup is 15 minutes, security 5, connect 5, test 4.5. Okay? So if I go back to your slide there, we're going to add a chart. So let's go to the Insert tab. And actually, we don't have to go to the Insert tab. Let's use these because they're already in here for us. We'll use these. That's fine. I'm not used to using these because they weren't here for years. So I revert back to the Insert button all the time. But I'm going to go to Insert Chart. And let's see here. That's fine there. We'll just do a column chart. That's fine. The first one. Click OK. And what's cool about this, as soon as you click it in there, it's kind of confusing at first. But what it's doing is it's inserting the chart right with some default values from a bogus spreadsheet that has bogus information there right now. We're going to convert it, though, to some real data. And what I want to convert it to, in fact, I'll show you exactly what I wanted you to convert it to. I can actually click on this chart here and edit the data and show you exactly what you need to type in. So there you go. You're going to type in, we're going to do A and B columns only, and that's it. So, and we need setup, security, connect, test. And so for yours, looks like this. We don't need C and D at all. So what we can do is basically right-click on C, delete it. Right-click on D, delete it. And here's where you're going to put in what I have for B, which is time minutes. And then that's what you put with the rest of it. So again, to delete the columns, you just right-click on the column itself, whether it be C, D, E, whatever, and select delete, and then you can edit the contents of the data that way easily. Then I'll show you how you can come back to it after you're done and edit it later, because you might want to edit it, you know, month by month or year by year if you give this presentation over and over again. Maybe it's a quarterly presentation where it's updated periodically. And this chart, by the way, is embedded in the PowerPoint itself. Okay? Now there is ways you can insert a chart externally as well. Okay? And import it in, right. So say an example is that we had a, say you had on your work computer a file on, say, a G drive, and it was called sales.html. XLSX, an Excel document. Okay, and you wanted to bring that file into a PowerPoint slide, you can import that Excel spreadsheet into your PowerPoint slide, just like we did here, but we're inserting it from an external link. When you update that sales file or that sale file on that network drive, it dynamically updates it onto the PowerPoint as well. The danger with that is you have to make sure that the PowerPoint never leaves that location, because it's not going to have a G drive everywhere it goes. Does that make sense? So if you take it from your work computer that has a G drive on the network and you take it to another business, when it goes to the slide for the Excel spreadsheet, it's going to say missing link, and then you're out of luck. Yeah?
How would you do something like a statistic?
Oh, what now?
Like a statistic, like 43% of Americans file extension. Like, how would you show?
You can actually do that with a pie chart. Pie chart would be good for that. And you can add, instead of adding a bar chart like we did tonight, add a pie chart, edit the data in the Excel spreadsheet, and then there you go. Yep. And so, okay, let me go ahead and switch over. I'm going to finish mine. Set up security connect test real quick. I know you guys are ahead of me. I'm going to do setup security. And what's the times on that? 15.5, 5, 4.5. 15.5, 5, 4.5. All right. Now, all I need to do is, once I've done this here, I can go ahead and basically close out of this, or exit out of it. And what it's going to do is update my slide now. Now, anytime I want to edit that data, though, if you watch on the overhead, all I need to do when I come to the slide hereafter, click on that component that has the data in there from the spreadsheet, click on Edit Data. When I click on Edit Data, the screen comes up, and I can begin editing the data. Okay? Because it's, yeah.
These charts, can you do that progressive?
With a chart, no, you can't. It's one. It comes in once. Now, what you can do with a chart, you can do an animation of having it come in differently. Definitely, you can do that. Okay. The only thing I need you guys to do for your presentation is you do need to include a chart, just like we did tonight, and then make it fit your presentation. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Then the last one's a conclusion. On this one, you're basically going to add slide transitions, which we already went over this, I think, last week on slide transitions. And basically, to do slide transitions, you need to be in this view, the slide sorter view. And in slide sorter view, you can go to the transitions tab. And the one thing I'm going to have you do before you're done with this is on slides 10 through 15, I want you to change the transitions, whatever they are, to something different, just so I can see that you've done something different to it, because I think all these are set to wipe, I believe, right now, mostly. So go through and set these to something else. And when you click on the slide, you have to click on it once to get focus, then click on the transition you want to apply it to, click on it once to get focus, then the transition, once to get focus, transition. Okay. And then what I'd like you to do is, to make sure your transitions are working, is you can do a slide presentation from slide 10 and on to make sure everything we've just done is working properly from 10 to 15. Okay. And on this last one, it's not in your note, But I would like you to add on this very last slide, if you go, after you're through transitions, if you look on the overhead real quick, I know some of you are still working on transitions. If you'll click on the animations tab, what I'd like you to do on the animations tab for this one is click on the picture itself, this picture right here, the actual picture of the question mark, and we're going to add a sound to this, okay? And I want it to be a sound clip. You're going to change the sound, if it's not already there, to applause. It might already be on there. I might have already put it on there for you guys. Yeah.
Do you want on all of our sites the end one to be just like this?
No.
Oh.
No, you can have whatever. I do recommend for the conclusion slide to have, you're definitely going to have, any questions or conclusion or something like that. Or you can just put a picture like I did of a question mark. Make it your own, basically. Okay, just kind of go on the web and try to find a cool picture about, maybe somebody scratching their head like has a question. That's a good one too. All right. So save that. Once you're through saving that, what I want you to do is upload this. I think I have this on your week 3. You need to go and upload your finished PowerPoint that we just did, the in-class, 2 week 3s in-class exercise. I know some of you have to slip out early. So one person already did. She said she had to leave early. Make sure you upload that to week 3, and it's in
This presentation
that you just did, right, the in-class, because there's points for that. Week 3, it's going to be in the week 3 in-class exercise folder where you guys downloaded everything. At the very bottom, the title is going to be your name, attach that PowerPoint, and submit it. While you're doing that, I'm going to go over your take-home on the overhead while you're submitting your PowerPoint. Make sure before you submit your PowerPoint, you've closed that file out in PowerPoint. You've closed it. File exit in PowerPoint before you try to upload it. So for your take-home, on your rubric, you're going to have by next week a graphics, custom bullet, sound, slide transitions, a video, and progressive disclosure. Okay? Now the video for your presentation, some of you might be hard-pressed to find a video, or what kind of video do you want me to use? There is a couple ways to do it. I have in here, we're not going to go over this in class, but in week 3, let me show you here real quick. Week 3, download and convert YouTube video to WMV. This is a step-by-step of how to download a YouTube video, convert it to a WMV file, and put it into your PowerPoint. Okay? And this is a step-by-step how to do it. All right? So